Tanushri. Tanushri, of course, there is a vacation bench which is now listening, given the kind of gravity of this entire situation, has decided to take up the issue of the Mominpur riots. Tell us what's happening. I believe the Mamata Banerjee government has asked some tough questions.
Well,
we'll try and reconnect with Tanushri and get you more details. What we are picking up is that the testimonies of horror have been surfacing, and now the High Court has sought a response from Mamata Banerjee's government. It has sought a reply on the state of law and order, asking if there was compliance to the NIA Act. Let me go across to Tanushri. Tanushri, what's happening in the court?
Well, certainly the court is reading out its judgment. We do know that the court had asked for a reply from the state government, and the state government has submitted, but the court certainly has made certain observations, and that observation is that, you know, there were two petitions that had been filed seeking the relief, and the two petitioners had alleged that there was inaction on the state and the police, and immediate steps were not taken to protect the property and the life of the people. And certainly what the court feels is that whether an NIA investigation should be given or not, that is a call of the central government, but the progress of the investigation, that the court wants to know. What is the progress of the investigation? The also wants to ensure that the protection of life and property of all citizens, steps are taken in that front. Steps are also taken for regeneration of communal harmony. That is what the court is saying. Right now the complete hearing is going on. The court is reading out its order, but what the court feels is that the state government should take steps towards the regeneration of communal harmony and should ensure the protection of the life and property of the citizens over there.
Absolutely. In fact, Justice Joymola Bakshi is right now reading out the interim order, and we'll just get you a couple of excerpts of it. And she says, "We are in the court of law. A communal conflagration has prompted the filing of these two petitions seeking various reliefs. Petitioners allege due to inaction on part of the state police administration, immediate steps were not taken to save the lives and properties of the affected people." It is further being stated that no steps were being to ensure the protection of the lives of the individuals and their properties belonging to the SC community. It also further alleged that adequate compensation has not been granted and other measures have not been taken by the government. Accordingly, it has been prayed that it also alleges that bombs were also being hurled, and it is being alleged that NIA Compliance Act was not followed. And if I can come back to you, Tanushri, that's also hugely indictful if they can possibly prove in the court of law that NIA Act was not followed in spirit.
Well, certainly one thing that the court had questioned today morning was that when bombs were hurled, then when the police had lodged complaints, and why wasn't the section 6 of the NIA Act brought in? Because that section should also be mentioned, which is why the court had put in this question, and the court had sought a reply from the state government in this regard. The had said that they want a reply from the state government stating as to why the NIA Act section 6 was not invoked, it was not brought in. Also, what they all stated was that if need be, the court would actually call the police commissioner of Kolkata police for a reply. But we know that today the court has not asked for any personal appearance. Right now the hearing is, the judgment is being read out, but certainly this is a very big fact that the court had brought up itself, that why was section 6 of the NIA Act not brought in over here when bombs were being hurled. And that is why the court is saying that certainly the centre is to take steps in this matter, where they would take the call regarding whether NIA investigation would be given or not. But right now this is the situation that the court feels that what the first steps that the police should take is to ensure the tranquility and the security of the property and the people over there, and also to regenerate communal harmony over there. These are the first steps that the police should be taking at this point in time.
Absolutely. In fact, the order, which is still being read out even as we speak, also says that a preliminary report has been filed before us. From the report, it appears that at least 5 criminal cases have been registered for investigation over this incident. incident. So all of this is really coming together, and also it talks about other prayers which are there relating to the providing of compensation of installment of CCTV cameras and preservation of the CCTV footage. This is a chilling reminder of what had happened in the past as well, where the court too had at that time said provide protection to the victims. Is that happening on the ground, Tanushree?
Well, what we have seen, I had visited the spot myself yesterday. There was still tension. You know, we were not allowed to cross the barricades, stating that there was section 144. We cannot enter those areas. But we had gone ahead. We had spoken. I had spoken personally to some of those families. They allege that, you know, they still do not feel very safe over there. And they are a bit worried about the situation. Many have already left their homes with their children, with their wives. But they are not thinking right now of coming back. That is what they are saying. But some of the families have come back. Now, there are various allegations and counter allegations that are coming. But certainly, till now, we know that for the 3-day section 144 had been put in over there. So, what we see right now is whether after the court's order, the police taken these steps, because yesterday also we had seen there was a huge
Absolutely. What steps are being taken on the ground to ensure their safety after the riots? Well, that's the big question. Thank you so much for joining us with the details.